Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear students. Welcome back to my channel Maths with Umar. Alhamdulillah, I hope you and your family are doing well. And today we are going to start with a new chapter, which we already have seen in our school, grade 9, chapter Quadrilaterals. In this video, we are going to see the important concepts and theorems in quadrilaterals, and also how to apply them in proving the statements, and also if any problem is given, we should be able to solve it using the concepts given. Is it right? So now, before going to the theorems, so let me explain you, my dear students. In this video, we are going to learn about the first one is properties of properties of parallelogram, all the properties of parallelogram. Okay, and the second one is what we are going to see in this properties. There is one theorem 8.1, and we are going to study along with the proof. Okay, and after that we are going to see problems or statements related to statements related to properties of parallelograms. Okay, and next we are going to see midpoint theorem. This is the most important concept. These are the two important concepts mainly in grade 9 quadrilaterals. Okay, after midpoint theorem we are going to solve some problems which are related to midpoint theorem and also properties of parallelogram. Is it clear, my dear students? So please bear with me, and I suggest you to watch this video in 1.25x or 1.5x. And this is the first one, what we have to do. And the second one, take a book and pen and try to solve after listening to each and every concept. You write by your own. Okay, this helps you to to have the concepts in your memory. Okay, so 1.25, because sometimes the explanation will be very slow and it takes long time to complete the video. So better you say it at 1.25 or 1.5, and take a book and pen. Without book and pen, do not sit. Okay, so you have to listen. See, in order to understand the concept, you have to first listen to it, and then you have to repeat it. Okay, so once you complete the concept, pause it and you write it down and repeat it. Okay, my dear students, so let us dive into the concepts. So the first one is properties of a parallelogram. So let me define what is a parallelogram first and what are the properties of it. Okay, give me 1 second. Yes, and now the chapter name is quadrilaterals, right? So quadrilaterals, what are quadrilaterals? Quadrilaterals are the closed figures with 4 sides. Okay, in this quadrilaterals, one of the quadrilateral we have is a parallelogram, and we have already seen that parallelogram is a parent figure for 4 figures. What are those? Rhombus, rectangle and square, 3 figures. Okay, and this is the parent figure because rhombus, rectangle and square all satisfy the properties of a parallelogram. Understood? So the first thing, parallelogram. Okay, so parallelogram, and from this you can have rhombus by adding one property, and also in the same way you can have rectangle by adding another property. Okay, and combining these two properties we get square. Okay, so that means square, rectangle and rhombus, These are parallelograms. Okay, see it in the hierarchy order, if you go from bottom to top, it satisfies. Okay, square satisfies parallelogram, and that means square is a parallelogram, rhombus is a parallelogram, and rectangle can also be called as parallelogram. Very important concept. This will be asked in MCQs and also in your what is that, IBT questions, IBT questions. Okay, so if you go in hierarchical order from bottom to top, it satisfies. That means square, it's a square can be called square can be called as a parallelogram. Understood or not? And square can also be called as a rectangle. Got it? And square can also be called as rhombus. But if you come from top to bottom, it doesn't satisfy. That means parallelogram we cannot call parallelogram a rhombus, and we cannot call parallelogram a rectangle. We cannot call parallelogram a square, or rhombus we cannot call it a square. Rectangle you cannot call it as a square. So that means from bottom to top, if you are going, it satisfies. From top to bottom, it doesn't satisfy. Remember it. Okay. So now give me 1 second. So now, what is a parallelogram? Parallelogram is a four-sided quadrilateral. What is this? Four-sided quadrilateral. Four-sided quadrilateral with opposite sides parallel. So how many opposite sides will be there? Two pairs of opposite sides. Two pairs of opposite sides are parallel. This is the definition of parallelogram. So that means if you draw a quadrilateral with opposite sides parallel to each other. So let us say A, B, C and D is a parallelogram. So now if AB is parallel to DC, okay, this is one pair, and the other pair of opposite sides is AD and BC. If these two pairs of opposite sides are parallel to each other, it will be called as parallelogram. Is it clear, my dear students? So now let us see the properties of parallelogram. Give me 1 second. Yeah, the properties of parallelogram are, so the first property of parallelogram is that it is, now let us first list out the properties of parallelogram, then I will prove it. Okay, the first one, it is theorem 8.1. It is stated in theorem 8.1. So what is theorem 8.1? The first theorem is the diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. So that means what? Let me see in this figure. I said that A, B, C, D is a parallelogram, right? And if you draw a diagonal, now is this parallelogram divided into two triangles? See, for example, what is this? Is it a triangle A, B and D? And in the same way, B, C and D, right? So this diagonal divides the whole parallelogram into two congruent triangles. What are the congruency here? What is the congruent triangles? ABD, triangle ABD is congruent to triangle from A, you are going to the longer side B. Therefore, you have to come from C to D. So CDB. So this congruency is very important when you are writing. We have studied in triangles, right? The congruency is the most important thing. Now, this is theorem 8.1. Okay, pause here, write the statement, draw the figure and write this. See, you are going for revision, but please follow these steps, my dear students. Draw, whenever I say pause and write the statement and draw the diagram, you will remember it. You have examination on Monday or after 2 days or whatever it is. If you have, please write this. Okay, work hard for these 2 days. You will get very good marks and you will understand all the concepts of quadrilaterals. So write the statement, okay, by your own, and draw the figure and represent the statement in symbolic form. So you will remember this. Pause it. Understood, my dear students? Now let us see the next one. So it comes in theorem 8.2. So what does theorem 8.2 states? So theorem 8.2 states that opposite sides of a parallelogram, are equal. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Now I hope you have written it, so I am erasing it. So in a parallelogram, what are opposite sides? AB and CD. So that means AB is equal to CD, and after that AD is equal to CB. Understood? AB is equal to CD and AD is equal to CB. This is the second property of parallelogram. What is that? Opposite sides of parallelogram are equal. Now pause it, and after that you write the statement of theorem 8.2 and draw this figure and write the statement in a symbolic form. Okay, understood? You will remember it. Now let us go for the third property of parallelogram. The third property of parallelogram is stated in theorem 8.4. So what is theorem 8.4? Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. So that means what, my dear students? Here what did we do? We have written about opposite sides. Now theorem 8.4 states that what is the opposite angle to A? See, the angle B is adjacent to A. In the same way, angle D is also adjacent to A. So which is opposite? The remaining is angle A, angle C. So angle A is equal to angle C. And according to theorem 8.4, angle D is equal to angle B. So this is the third property. Please remember the properties. If you don't remember, you cannot solve or you cannot prove the given statements. Got it, my dear students? So the first property is the diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles, and 8.2 opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So that means opposite sides जो भी है वो equal रहता है. AB is equal to CD और इसी तरीके से AD is equal to CB. Understood? So what is the next property? Opposite angles are equal. So angle B is equal to angle D and angle C is equal to angle A. Okay. Now write the statement. Write the statement and also the pictorial form. Let us see the next property. So the next property is theorem 8.6. It is stated in theorem 8.6. What is the before going to that, opposite angles are equal, right? So opposite angles are equal. Okay. From this statement, we can conclude that the sum of any two adjacent angles is equal to 180 degrees. So that means angle A plus angle B is equal to 180. In the same way, angle B, what is adjacent to it? Angle C also. So angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degrees. And in the same way, angle C plus angle D is equal to 180 degrees. In the same way, angle D and angle A, angle D plus angle A is also equal to 180 degrees. Got it, my dear students? So please write the statement. This is deducted from theorem 8.4. Opposite angles are equal. Since opposite angles are equal, now if you add these two, it will be 180 degrees. Okay. Now let us see The next property, theorem 8 points, it is stated in theorem 8.6. What is this? The diagonals of parallelogram bisect each other. Please try to understand that the diagonals of parallelogram only bisect each other. Okay, bisect means what? AC and BD. They divide the other triangle into two equal parts. For example, if I take this point as O, AO is equal to CO, and in the same way DO is equal to BO. Understood or not? This is called as bisect. So AO is equal to CO. In the same way DO is equal to BO. Understood? So don't get confused. They only bisect. They are not equal. They are not equal. They bisect each other. That means, for example, if AC is equal to let me say it is 10 centimeters, and BD is equal to, let us say, 14 centimeters. Okay, now what will happen to AO? AC is what? 10 centimeters. So AO will become half of it. So 5 centimeters, and CO is also 5. And as I said, BD is equal to how much? BD is equal to 14 centimeters. So therefore BO will become half of it, that means 7, and DO is also 7. This is what bisects means. They divide the other diagonal into two equal parts. So now AO is equal to CO and DO is equal to BO. I'll tell you one shortcut to remember whose diagonals are equal. See, the figures where you have 90 degrees between adjacent angles, or if all the angles in a quadrilateral are equal to 90, 90, 90, 90, so then in those figures diagonals are equal. That means we have talked about parallelogram, rhombus, rectangle and square, right? In all these four figures, parallelogram bisects. That means they divide other diagonal into two equal parts. Okay. Now in this parallelogram, rhombus, rectangle and a square, which two figures have 90 degrees as angles? So rectangle and square. So that means in rectangle and in square, the diagonals bisect each other and are also equal to each other. Okay, in square and rectangle. But in rhombus and parallelogram, the diagonals measurement are different, but they bisect. Is it clear, my dear students? So I hope you understood all these properties of parallelogram. Okay, now let me quickly you please write it down, and if you have write it down, and let me explain the proof of theorem 8.1, very important theorem. Now what is theorem 8.1? The theorem 8.1 states that the diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Let us see. Now it is given. What is given? First you write how to prove a theorem. Given ABCD is a parallelogram. ABCD is a parallelogram. So when it is a parallelogram, what do you understand? Opposite sides are equal. This is the character, right? AB is equal to CD, and also AD is equal to CB. Okay, and what he has given? BD is a diagonal, and when you have drawn a diagonal, what happened to this parallelogram? Is it divided into two triangles? This is first triangle and this is second triangle, and we have to prove that these two triangles are congruent. So the next step is to prove triangle ABD. Triangle ABD is congruent to triangle. What is this? You started from C. So A. So you start from C, and C to longer side. A to B we went. So in the same way C to D. C, D and B. C, D, B. we have to prove that these two are congruent. Okay, I don't have place, so I'm writing at the side. You have to continue one below the other. You don't write it at the side. Now to prove, how to prove? So let us go to proof. So whenever you have to prove the congruency, take those two triangles and try to find out equal parts. So in triangle ABD and triangle CDB. So in these two triangles, try to find out equal parts. This triangle and this triangle. We know that AB is equal to CD. So AB is equal to CD, and also AD is equal to CB. AD is equal to CB. What is the reason? What is the reason? Opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides are equal. Is it right? And after that, you have this diagonal common for both the triangles. So in the first triangle, this is called as BD is equal to, and in the second triangle it is DB. So what is the reason for that? Given diagonal given it is common. It is common, right? And no need to write it is given. It is not given. Sorry. This is common. Now, what are this? AB, AD, and BD. See, AB and AD and BD. So, what are these three parts? These three parts are three sides of a triangle. So, by SSS congruency criteria, triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CDB. Understood? So proved. So this is how you prove the given statement. It is proved. Understood, my dear students? Please do it once. It is one of the important theorems, and CBSE has told us to guided us to learn this theorem along with the proof. Okay, so please copy it, or don't copy it, try to pause and do it by yourself, because it doesn't helps only in grade 9, it helps you in grade 10 also. Okay, so in this chapter the questions will be asked like prove, or find the missing angle, or find the length of the sides based on the properties of parallelogram, or show that the figure is a parallelogram, or a figure is a rectangle, or a figure is a rhombus, or figure is a square. Okay, these are the three types of questions which will be asked, which will come from quadrilaterals. Either you have to prove, or you have to find the missing side or angle, and you have to, the third one is show that this is a parallelogram, or a rectangle, or a square, or or anything. Understood or not? So now let us try to solve one statement. Prove that the diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular to each other. Okay, before going to solve the problem, try to understand the question. You have to prove that diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular. So that means what is given here? Rhombus is given. So try to understand what are the properties of rhombus. The properties, how do you define a rhombus? So rhombus is a parallelogram. Rhombus is a parallelogram, because see the hierarchy, if you remember, parallelogram, then rhombus, then rectangle, and when you combine both, it will be a square. So the hierarchy, after parallelogram, rhombus comes. So that means rhombus, it is a parallelogram. Okay, so rhombus is a parallelogram in which all sides are equal. In which all sides are equal. Okay, this is the definition of a rhombus. So based on that, let us draw the figure of rhombus. So it is So this can be rhombus. I think it looks like little bit parallelogram, so let us draw like this. Okay. I think now it looks like similar, that all sides are equal. So A, B, C and D. So here all sides are equal and all sides are equal. Okay. So now what is given? Given A, B, C, D is a rhombus. Is a rhombus. Whenever you write rhombus, that means AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to DA. Now what you have to prove? You have to prove AC and BD. They are perpendicular to each other. So that means we have to prove that AC is perpendicular to BD. So we have to prove that the angle between two diagonals is 90 degrees. Okay. So okay, let us prove. See, when you have to prove the angle between two diagonals is 90 degrees, then you take adjacent triangles. See, are these two adjacent triangles? Any two adjacent triangles. Okay. And when I say rhombus, it is a parallelogram. All the properties of parallelogram satisfy. That means what? The diagonals bisect each other. Okay. So that means AO is equal to CO, DO is equal to BO. Got it, my dear students? So proof. Proof. So in rhombus, diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals bisect. That means implies AO is equal to CO and DO is equal to PO. Got it, my dear students? Now let us take any two triangles. Two adjacent triangles. Let me take AOD in triangle AOD and triangle AOB. Why I have taken these two adjacent triangles? Because I need the angle here, and if I prove that these two are congruent, so will these two angles will be equal, the angles at the center? So if these two angles are equal, can I prove that sum of these two angles, because it is a linear pair, 180 degrees. If I prove that they are 180 degrees, I will get 190 degrees, right? So this you have to remember. Now in triangle AOD and AOB, so tell me equal parts. Here my dear friends, AO is common for both the triangles. AO is equal to AO. What is the reason? Common. And after that, do we know OD is equal to OB? So you write OD is equal to OB. Why? Diagonals bisects. Or since we have already written, so let us take it as first statements from 1. Already we have written, right? And now what is the next? We have proved two sides. And if are these two, what is the third one? AD is equal to AB. AD is equal to AB. Because this is from, okay, let me take this as second statement. From second statement. Okay, already we have taken. So therefore, what is that? Let us take all the parts of one triangle. So AO, and after that OD, and after that AD. So what are these three parts? Sides. So therefore, by SSS congruency criteria, triangle AOD is congruent to triangle AOB. And since these two triangles are congruent, can I write by CPCT, what happens? What will you say about these two angles? These two angles are equal. AOD, see AOD and AOB. Angle AOD is equal to angle AOB. Is it right? Angle AOD is equal to angle AOB. But we know that, what do we know? That angle AOD plus angle AOB is equal to linear pair. Angle AOD plus angle AOB is equal to 180 degrees. Why it is a linear pair? Because both of the angles fall on a straight line. So you have to write the reason, linear pair. Okay, see, you have to draw the diagram, then only you can write the equations. So now once they are linear pair, can we equate them? That implies in place of angle AOB, can I write it as angle AOD, since they are equal, is equal to 180 degrees. From how? From third equation. From third equation. So that implies 2 angle AOD is equal to 180. That implies angle AOD is equal to 180 by 2, that is equal to 90 degrees. Since angle AOD is 90, so the diagonals are perpendicular. Write the statement. Therefore, the diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular to each other. Got it, my dear students? So please do it once, and in the second part of this video, this is first part, I'll upload the second part within half an hour, and in the second part we will discuss about midpoint theorem and all the problems which are related. Question number 1 and 5 is also there. Okay, fine, we will do it. Okay, take care. Until then, you watch this, and I'll upload inshallah within half an hour. The second part, you go through it today and practice it one more time. Do it along with me wherever it is needed. Pause the video, do it by yourself, and later what you do, you repeat the problems, because I have sent already the important practice questions and concepts in the WhatsApp group. So please go through it and practice the problems. Okay, and I will send you the second part within half an hour, and after Juma you please practice all the other problems by evening. You will be perfect in quadrilaterals. Okay, and in the same way, if time permits, today evening I will do it for circles, or by tomorrow morning 10 o'clock you will get all the problems related to circles. Okay, so inshallah, practice is the only secret mantra for mathematics. Okay, listening to videos will not work out, so please practice. Okay, take care, bye, assalamu alaikum, have a good day.